Well, I'd like to add my welcome to Christina's. Thanks for coming back this year. We had a lot more registrations and a lot more interest, so I think that betrays the sort of ongoing interest in our space. So when I walked into my hotel room last night, I saw the Forbes sitting there on the table, and the cover story had a big photo of Neil Patterson with the caption "Obamacare's New Billionaires," and I thought, well, it's that was not a headline you'd have necessarily seen last year. At last year's, my comments this morning are going to be brief relative to the kind of soliloquy I did last year, and I'll be doing a few more detailed introductions to each individual session. So this will be fairly short. But the way I'd like to take this is to kind of do a lightning recap of what we did last year, and then give you a framework of expectations for this year's topics. Last year, what we did in the first conference was kind of conduct a little bit of a healthcare IT 101 history and seminar looking at the three basic themes. First of all, we pondered the mysteries surrounding healthcare's failure to keep pace with the automation of other industries, right? So this is manufacturing and transportation logistics and financial services and, consumer services, which all discovered the wonders of productivity improvement through software 30 years ago. And where is healthcare? Why is it that I can go on eBay and buy a fuel pump for my 46 Willys from some stranger in Bend, Oregon, and track the progress of the package every step of the way to my doorstep, whereas my doctor will scribble a prescription for some life-saving medication on a glorified Post-it note and send me out the door and lose track of it forever? That just seems wrong. Secondly, we reviewed past missteps in the sector, particularly the e-health debacle of 99-2000, which created an investment backlash in the sector so severe some private equity venture firms swore off the space forever. I think I said this last year, but when we raised our third fund and did our PowerPoint to prospective investors and told them about our investment emphasis in the space, a lot of them said no thanks. Good luck with that, but if you're going there, you can count us out. I guess what I'd say, I'd summarize that by saying, drcoop.com, where art thou now? The final question, I think, is what's different this time around, right? What is it about technology, about the mix of competitors, the regulatory and reimbursement environment, the median age of doctors who are technology users, or other market incentives that give us cause to think that things will be different this time? This year we'll revisit these themes. We'll hum these tunes again, this time with five-part harmony and feeling. That's an Arlo Guthrie illusion. And I guess I'd also say I saw David Linehan this morning, who reminded me of a maxim I used to trot out from time to time in the investment world, that when it comes to investing, you can be wrong or you can be early, but being early is sort of the same as being wrong, and that's obviously a mistake we don't want to make. I guess let me address one other question too, which is I think people asked last year, I think my partners asked me last year when we first started thinking about the conference, you've spent 20 plus years honing your skills here. You've made an awful lot of mistakes, God knows, and presumably learned from them. Why do you want to stand up in front of a group of other investors in the investor and analyst community and share your secrets, and so to speak? And I think the answer to that is, look, I think it benefits all of us to elevate the level of, kind of discourse around these issues, to create some sort of common vocabularies around what's meaningful. I think a lot of what got done during the dot-com boom was silliness that was predicated on fundamental misunderstandings about healthcare economics and the incentives and drivers. So I honestly just think it benefits all of us to raise our game and perhaps do the same, just to push the metaphor, catch up in the investment community that the end user technology community needs to do relative to automation in other industries. So this year what we've done is organize the day to cover three healthcare IT market sectors: providers, payers, and pharma, followed by three technology categories: data analytics, the cloud, and mHealth. We've got 2 keynotes, one at noon with Peter Levin, CTO of the U.S. Veterans Administration, and then we've invited back Jonathan Bush from Athena Health, who will be here in the afternoon. You all know the VA is a remarkable government institution in that it has really successfully been a leader and pioneer in creating fully integrated IT systems, which are in many ways ahead of the private sector. So we'll hear from Peter on some of that. And of course, Jonathan Bush, I think, is founder of what I believe to be one of the most scalable and flexible HIT architectures out there. One final comment before moving to our first panel, and you guys can come up here now. I'm very proud of the variety and caliber of expert witnesses that we've assembled for this year's conference, but I'd be remiss if I failed to observe that many members of our audience are equally distinguished. We have among us many prominent buy and sell side analysts, investment bankers, healthcare operations veterans, academic experts, and so on. I know the guest list pretty well. And I'm issuing fair warning now that if we're confronting issues and questions where I know there is more expertise in the seats than in the podium, we will call on you. So with that, Brad, if you want to come up and bring your panel.